This looks like a normal billionaire estate. But something hidden beneath it changes everything. Deep beneath the mansion, a hidden world begins. A massive secret industrial facility exists. Only a few people know about this place. Deep inside the reinforced chamber, a truth remains. Something powerful is being contained. The object was discovered decades ago. And now, after decades of silence, something changes. It's waking up and the systems are failing. The system may not hold forever. This secret has been hidden for generations. And the world was never supposed to see it. From a distance, the estate looks like perfection made real. A private world built for power, beauty, silence, and absolute control. The public sees the scale, the architecture, and the luxury. What it does not see is the tension hidden inside the design. Every road, every gate, and every camera suggests that this place was built to protect more than wealth alone. There is something about the estate that feels too controlled to be ordinary, too isolated to be only a home, too guarded to be explained by privacy alone. Nothing inside this property appears accidental. Movement is directed, filtered, and quietly observed from the very start. Even the approach feels less like arrival and more like passage through a controlled system. That is the first sign this estate is different from ordinary billionaire luxury. It does not only welcome selected people in, it organizes them, channels them, and limits what they can reach. The beauty of the place softens the eye, but the infrastructure beneath it suggests a deeper purpose. Inside, the estate feels even more carefully designed than the exterior suggests. Everything is elegant, quiet, and perfectly measured. Yet behind the luxury sits an unusual level of operational discipline. Staff movement is efficient. Access points are discreetly managed. Certain hallways appear open, but others seem intentionally concealed. The mansion presents comfort on the surface. Underneath, it behaves like a place protecting information. Large estates usually hide service infrastructure, but this goes further than convenience. The support systems here seem unusually separated from the visible world above them. Roads lead to locations that do not appear on the surface map. Buildings near the lower grounds are secured with the kind of access control more common in private facilities than homes. This is where the estate begins to feel like a layered environment, a visible life above, and another system quietly operating below. From the outside, this is the image people believe. Power, calm, scale, and freedom gathered into one life. The estate appears to offer perfect distance from the noise of the world, but that distance comes with its own structure. Even here, stillness is managed. Schedules arrive, routes are confirmed, and the property continues operating like an environment built around guarded priorities no outsider fully understands. Arrivals at estates like this are usually designed to impress. Here they appear designed to control visibility. Guests are not simply welcomed, they are directed away from the obvious path. That suggests certain meetings are meant to happen out of sight from the estate's own public image. It is an important distinction. Luxury invites admiration. Secrecy redirects attention. Even the calmest moment of the morning carries the rhythm of command. What appears relaxed is highly structured beneath the surface. Information arrives early, quietly, and in layers. The estate is not only a place of residence, it is a place where operations begin before the day is fully visible. That changes the emotional atmosphere of everything inside it. Comfort remains present, but so does the unmistakable pressure of hidden management. This is the first moment the estate clearly stops behaving like a mansion. Some access is not hierarchical in the normal sense. It is segmented with unusual precision. Even trusted staff are allowed into some areas and denied entry to others. That means knowledge inside the estate is controlled by layers. And once a home begins separating people by information, the idea of simple privacy becomes harder to believe. Something more deliberate is being protected here, something compartmentalized. The estate continues presenting one thing while quietly functioning as another. Even the lake, designed to suggest peace and beauty, appears to serve a secondary purpose. Movement happens here away from the central house, away from guests, and away from any obvious line of sight. That is not ordinary luxury planning, that is selective concealment. The more the estate reveals its motion, the more it suggests hidden logistics behind the image, and hidden logistics always imply hidden value, or hidden risk. At some point, curiosity becomes certainty. The estate contains spaces never meant to be part of its public story. Hidden elevators are not built for decoration. They are built to separate visible life from protected life. The change in design language says everything. Above ground, the estate speaks in comfort and prestige. Below, it begins speaking in secrecy, control, and restricted purpose. And the deeper that movement goes, the more serious the hidden secret begins to feel. This is no longer a hidden room. It is an entire concealed layer of architecture, a system built with money, planning, and long-term intent. The scale changes the meaning of everything above it. No one creates infrastructure like this for a passing convenience. It exists because whatever is being protected has lasting importance. The estate is not hiding an object alone. It is hiding a world beneath the world. The secret is not only physical, it is procedural. This estate is being watched from within itself at an astonishing level. Not just its perimeter, but its internal life. That means the goal is not merely to keep intruders out. It is also to control what insiders can see, where they can move, and how information travels. At that point, the estate stops resembling passive wealth. It starts resembling a private system of managed silence. This is how secrets survive inside elite worlds, not by stopping visible life, but by continuing it beautifully. Celebration becomes cover, luxury becomes distraction. Guests see lights, music, and polished hospitality. They do not see the separate movement still unfolding below them. The estate understands a powerful truth about perception. The brighter the surface, the easier it becomes to hide the shadow beneath it. The most effective secrets are hidden in plain sight, not in distant corners, but directly beside the admired image itself. A person can stand inches from the concealed truth and never realize it exists. That appears to be the logic of this estate. Its visible beauty is not separate from the secret. It is part of the shield protecting it. Every elegant room may contain a second meaning. Every admired surface may also be a barrier. Now the estate's hidden purpose begins to sharpen. Something is being moved here with extraordinary caution. Not casually stored, not socially displayed, transferred, authenticated, and locked away in an environment designed for controlled access. That suggests the secret may involve material of immense value, sensitivity, or danger. Whatever it is, the estate was built not only to own it, but to prevent the world from ever seeing it. By this stage, one fact becomes unavoidable. The secret of the estate is not located in one room alone. It is distributed through the entire property. Roads, walls, galleries, water routes, and cliffside structures all connect into one concealed design. This means the estate was planned around the secret from the beginning. The mansion did not simply gain a hidden section later. The hidden section may be the true heart of the estate itself. Everything else may only exist to protect it. Secrets of this scale are never protected by walls alone. They are protected by records, procedures, and internal language outsiders cannot decode. Even documentation here appears filtered and separated. That implies long-term secrecy, maintained across years rather than days. The estate may be hiding an object, or it may be hiding a history, a truth significant enough that even its labels have been concealed. And history, when buried this deeply, is rarely harmless. That is another revealing pattern. The estate does not become quieter when the guests leave. It becomes busier. Its visible role ends, and its protected role begins. This reversal suggests the true work of the property happens at the hours ordinary people would assume it is resting. Night provides cover, silence provides distance, and darkness allows the hidden machinery to operate without interruption. Power inside this estate does not feel relaxed. It feels burdened. The owner is not simply enjoying a private paradise. There is a weight attached to whatever this secret is, a responsibility, a risk, perhaps even a fear of what happens if control weakens for a single moment. The larger the secret, the lonelier the person guarding it becomes. Security this intense does more than protect luxury. It protects consequence. The speed of the response shows how seriously the hidden zones are treated. Even a minor signal is enough to trigger coordinated action across the grounds. That tells us something crucial. Whatever is being concealed here is considered too important to risk exposure under any circumstance. And when secrecy reaches that level, the truth behind it is larger than a private preference. It begins to approach a private obsession. At last, the estate offers a glimpse, without giving away the answer. Something is here, not rumor, not theory, a physical reality concealed at the center of extraordinary protection. Yet even now, it remains partially hidden, as though the estate itself is designed to control how much can be known at once. That is the psychology of powerful secrecy. reveal just enough to confirm the mystery, never enough to surrender it. Now, another possibility emerges. The secret may not only be something hidden in the estate, it may be something the estate is continuously managing, a condition, a record, a protected structure, a truth that still changes the decisions being made today. That would explain the ongoing briefings, the layered control, and the living intensity of the system. This is not frozen secrecy, it is active secrecy. The more ground the estate reveals, the older and more layered the mystery becomes. Some parts feel newly engineered. Others feel inherited, adapted, and absorbed into the modern system later. That suggests the secret may have existed before the estate reached its current form. Perhaps the billionaire did not create the hidden truth from nothing. Perhaps it was discovered, acquired, or preserved. And if that is true, then the estate is not only protecting a secret, it may be inheriting one. History is beginning to leave fingerprints. Patterns repeat across time, and one sector keeps returning to the center of the record. That means the forbidden area is not temporary. It has continuity. Its significance predates many of the visible luxuries surrounding it now. A billionaire estate can hide money, art, or influence. But when it begins hiding a layered archive, the mystery deepens into something larger, because records are kept for truths no one can afford to lose. The estate lives two lives at once. One is theatrical, elegant, and meant to be seen. The other is logistical, secretive, and designed to vanish. That duality changes the meaning of every public appearance attached to this property. When cameras focus on the mansion, something else may already be moving beyond their reach. The secret survives because attention is carefully divided. Visible power holds the eye, invisible power escapes it. This is how elite control often works when practiced at its highest level, not with panic, with elegance. A person is redirected before they realize they were near the truth at all. The estate does not only rely on locked doors, it relies on social choreography. People are guided away from forbidden knowledge so gracefully that they leave believing they saw everything worth seeing. And that may be the most effective barrier of all. By now, the estate's secret has changed from a question into a network. Every new access point proves the same thing. This place was built to conceal movement, knowledge, and perhaps a truth too large for one chamber alone. The cliffside, like the library, the archive, and the lower roads, connects into a single protected logic. The property is not hiding in fragments. It is hiding systematically, and systems are always created for reasons someone expects to last. Now the mystery takes on a more unsettling tone. Some secrets are financial, some are political, and some carry a deeper emotional gravity. A hidden chamber beneath a place of memory suggests the estate may be protecting not just power, but meaning. Something tied to legacy, something too sensitive to expose and too significant to abandon. Whatever lies below, it does not feel temporary. It feels preserved. This may be the clearest clue of all. The owner does not approach the hidden center casually. There is hesitation here. Familiarity, yes, but also weight. That means the secret may not simply serve the billionaire. It may also burden him. The chamber is close enough to touch, yet still treated with caution. And when even the person in power approaches a secret with restraint, that secret has already become larger than ownership. By now, the image has changed completely. The estate is no longer just a mansion of impossible wealth. It is an engineered environment protecting something no one is allowed to see. Every level of beauty above ground now feels connected to the silence below it. That is what makes the secret so powerful. It does not sit outside the estate's identity. It defines it. And the estate may have been designed from the very beginning to keep that forbidden center invisible forever. Even the people protecting the estate do not appear fully equal before the truth. Some records remain sealed inside the system itself. That means secrecy is not only directed outward, it is maintained internally through controlled fragments of knowledge. Only a very small circle may understand the whole picture. Everyone else protects something they cannot entirely explain. That is how powerful secrets become durable, by ensuring most guardians know only enough to obey. This estate has mastered the art of selective reality. Guests receive one version, staff receive another, security receives a third, and somewhere beneath all of them sits the full truth, accessible to almost no one. That is what makes this place so unsettling. Not the existence of a hidden secret alone, but the precision with which every human being inside the property is given only a partial world. The final sign of a deeply hidden system is how ordinary it can appear from a distance. What should feel suspicious has been refined into routine. What should stand out has been absorbed into daily rhythm. That means the secret has not survived by constant emergency. It has survived by normalization. The estate has practiced concealment so thoroughly that concealment now looks like order. And order, in elite environments, is rarely questioned. It is admired. That may be the most extraordinary skill inside this estate, the ability to return instantly from secrecy to image, from underground control to effortless elegance, from forbidden truth to flawless presentation. This is how powerful people live beside hidden realities without letting the surface crack. They master the transition, and when that mastery becomes complete, the secret is no longer buried in the building alone. It is buried inside the performance of the life itself. Now, the first truth is clear. This estate is not merely luxurious, it is protective, not merely private, but deliberately hidden in ways no ordinary home could ever justify. Somewhere inside it, beneath the architecture and beyond the performance of perfect wealth, a secret is being guarded with total discipline. And the most unsettling part is this: we still have not seen what no one is allowed to see. Morning inside the estate begins with the same controlled rhythm every day. Gardens wake quietly under soft light while the mansion appears peaceful and untouched. But beneath that calm surface, the hidden system begins moving again. Security teams review overnight activity. Restricted gates open briefly for authorized movement. Hidden corridors receive new personnel and equipment. The estate may look silent from outside. Inside, its secret world never truly stops working. What lies beneath the estate is no longer just a hidden room. It is an entire underground infrastructure. Corridors stretch far beyond the mansion's foundation. Every door is protected by multiple layers of access control. The deeper personnel move, the fewer people are authorized to follow. This level of security is rarely used for ordinary storage. It suggests the presence of something far more sensitive, something the estate cannot afford to expose. Some people inside the estate know fragments of the truth, but very few appear to know the entire story. The underground system was not built all at once. It evolved over time, expanding in phases. Construction records reveal that certain chambers were added years apart. That means the estate has been adapting to something, perhaps protecting it more carefully with each passing year. And the deeper the infrastructure grows, the more important that hidden secret must be. Supply routes like this one are carefully designed to avoid attention. From the outside, the forest appears wild and undisturbed. But beneath the trees lies another carefully engineered access system. Vehicles arrive quietly, often without passing through the main estate at all. Whatever is stored underground requires steady support. Equipment, materials, and technical maintenance must reach the hidden chambers regularly. That means the secret is not dormant. It is part of a living operation. The estate does not simply rely on guards and locked doors. It is watched constantly from within. Surveillance systems monitor both the visible estate and the hidden network beneath it. Sensors track movement, structural stability, and environmental conditions. Certain areas remain encrypted even on the control room screens. That means not even every security operator has full access. The deeper the secret lies, the more carefully its information is filtered. Only a small inner circle seems to know the entire picture. Now the hidden operation begins to reveal another layer. The underground facility is receiving carefully protected cargo. Each case is scanned, cataloged, and stored under strict conditions. Whatever lies inside must be extremely valuable or extremely dangerous. The procedures resemble those used in high-security research facilities, yet this operation exists beneath a private estate. That contradiction makes the secret even more unsettling. Why would such technology be hidden here? The lake continues to play an unexpected role in the estate's hidden system. From the terrace above, it appears to be nothing more than a scenic luxury feature, but its shoreline hides several discrete docking zones. These locations allow cargo to arrive without using the main roads. Once unloaded, the equipment travels directly underground. the system operates smoothly and quietly. It has clearly been refined through years of practice. This estate has been preparing for secrecy for a long time. The deeper investigators search, the older the mystery becomes. Records show that the hidden sector existed long before the current mansion was expanded. Construction plans mention a restricted facility buried beneath the estate decades ago. That means the billionaire may not have created the secret. He may have inherited it, or perhaps discovered it during the estate's redevelopment. If that is true, then the underground network is protecting something much older than the house itself, something that predates the luxury built above it. For the owner of the estate, the secret has become a constant responsibility. Every report, every security update, every supply delivery connects to it. The estate's luxury lifestyle exists alongside an invisible burden. The billionaire cannot simply enjoy the property like an ordinary residence. He must constantly manage what lies beneath it. The hidden system demands attention every day, and the longer the secret remains protected, the heavier that responsibility becomes. Because some secrets grow more dangerous with time. From above, the estate still looks like the perfect symbol of wealth, but that image now feels incomplete. Beneath the gardens, the terraces, and the marble halls lies something far more complex. A secret operation hidden inside layers of luxury. Every day the system continues running, protected by money, silence, and careful design. Yet the deeper this investigation goes, the clearer one question becomes. What exactly is being protected here? And why has it been hidden for so many years? At this level, the estate stops resembling a home entirely. The architecture begins to feel industrial and purpose-built. Walls grow thicker, doors grow heavier, and the air itself feels controlled. Every corridor suggests that something extremely important lies deeper ahead. Facilities like this are not built casually. They are engineered to contain or protect something significant. And the deeper one travels beneath the estate, the clearer that truth becomes. The underground network is clearly alive with constant monitoring. Every chamber is tracked by a system of sensors and control panels. Temperature, pressure, and structural movement are measured every minute. This level of monitoring is not used for ordinary storage. It is used when something must remain stable at all costs, something fragile or dangerous, something that cannot be allowed to fail. Visitors arriving here are rarely ordinary guests. Most never see the mansion at all. They arrive directly at hidden access points scattered around the property. These specialists are escorted underground immediately. That suggests the estate is not just hiding something, it is also maintaining it with expert oversight. Whatever lies below requires knowledge that only a few people possess. This chamber reveals another layer of the hidden operation. It is not simply a storage facility. There are instruments here designed to measure and control something active. The equipment suggests research, monitoring, and containment. This means the secret of the estate may not be static. It may be evolving. Whatever lies deeper underground might require constant observation. The procedures here resemble those used in high-security facilities. Every object entering the underground chambers is cataloged and tracked. Security officers never move alone. Every transfer requires multiple levels of authorization. That suggests the contents are extremely sensitive. The estate is not taking any chances. Whatever is stored here is considered too important to risk exposure. Another hidden entrance reveals just how complex this estate truly is. The coastline itself has been engineered to conceal access points. Platforms, tunnels, and hidden lifts connect the underground facility to multiple directions. This means the secret can be reached without passing through the mansion at all. The system is designed for absolute discretion. Anyone outside the estate would never suspect such infrastructure exists here. The estate's history reveals something even more surprising. The underground facility existed long before the modern mansion was built. Early construction records show excavation teams working beneath the land decades ago. That means the secret predates the billionaire himself. He did not create it. He inherited responsibility for it, and that makes the mystery even deeper. Even the estate's owner approaches the inner chamber with caution. That hesitation reveals something powerful. This secret may belong to him, but it also controls him. Some responsibilities cannot simply be ignored. The billionaire understands what lies beyond that door, and he understands the consequences if it ever escapes control. Security around the estate intensifies when night falls. The system is prepared to respond instantly to any disturbance. Motion sensors, cameras, and patrol units operate continuously. The estate behaves less like a home and more like a protected facility. And facilities of this scale are built to guard something extremely valuable, or extremely dangerous. At last, the scale of the hidden chamber becomes visible. This is not a small vault or secret room. It is an enormous facility built to contain something at its center. Every system in the estate seems connected to this location. The deeper chambers exist for one purpose: to protect whatever lies inside. The chamber does not remain unattended for long. Technicians constantly check its stability and safety levels. Small changes in temperature or energy readings trigger immediate investigation. This level of attention suggests the contents are highly sensitive, perhaps unstable. Whatever lies inside cannot simply be ignored. It must be watched at all times. The estate's leadership reviews the hidden system regularly. Every update brings new questions and concerns. Maintaining secrecy has become a long-term strategy. The advisors know that exposure could change everything, and that possibility forces them to remain cautious at all times. The outer perimeter protects the estate from curious outsiders, but it also protects the world outside from the estate's hidden secret. Few people realize how much infrastructure lies beneath this land. From the air, everything appears calm and beautiful, yet beneath that beauty lies something the world has never seen. For years, the underground system has operated with perfect precision. Sensors recorded stable conditions. Energy levels remained controlled. But tonight, something appears different. A subtle shift has appeared on the monitoring displays. It is small enough to avoid triggering a full alarm, yet experienced technicians immediately recognize the pattern. Something inside the central chamber has begun to change. Moments like this are exactly why the estate's hidden system exists. Every possible anomaly must be investigated immediately. Engineers move quickly but carefully through the underground corridors. Their task is simple but critical: determine whether the change is temporary or the beginning of something far more serious. Inside the control room, the data continues updating in real time, and the numbers are not behaving normally. Above ground, the estate still appears calm and untouched. Guests see only quiet luxury and perfect architecture. But beneath the gardens, activity is increasing rapidly. Security teams are repositioning across the property. Specialists are arriving through hidden routes, and the billionaire himself has been notified of the change. Whatever is happening below the estate is serious enough to require immediate attention. There are moments when the responsibility of leadership becomes impossible to ignore. Tonight is one of those moments. The billionaire has avoided visiting the central chamber for months, but the new readings leave him no choice. He knows exactly what lies beneath the estate. He knows what the chamber was designed to contain, and he knows what could happen if that containment begins to weaken. The chamber looks exactly the same as it always has. The sealed structure still rests in the center of the facility, but the monitoring data tells a different story. Energy patterns are shifting slowly inside the containment field. For years, the system has kept everything perfectly stable. Now the instruments suggest movement that should not be possible. The engineering team responds immediately. They have rehearsed scenarios like this many times before. Containment systems are recalibrated, environmental stabilizers are increased. The chamber appears to return to normal levels within minutes. But the technicians are not convinced the problem is solved. The pattern they saw earlier should not have appeared at all. Storms have passed over this estate many times before, but tonight the atmosphere feels different. The billionaire watches the lightning from the observation deck. He understands that the chamber below is not merely an experiment. It is a responsibility that has been passed through generations, and if the secret ever escapes the control of the estate, the consequences could reach far beyond these walls. Whenever uncertainty appears inside the underground system, the entire estate shifts into a higher security mode. Patrol units expand their routes, sensors are recalibrated, access points are sealed. The property becomes a fortress. Because if the chamber ever required evacuation or containment procedures, the estate would have only minutes to respond. The reports reveal something unsettling. This is not the first time the chamber has behaved unpredictably. Decades ago, the estate's previous owners faced a similar anomaly. At that time, the containment systems held, but the incident forced the facility to be redesigned and expanded. The billionaire now realizes that history may be repeating itself. The readings appear again, small, almost invisible, but impossible to ignore. The technicians understand what this means. Whatever lies inside the chamber is becoming active again, and if the activity continues to increase, the estate may soon face a situation it has tried to prevent for generations. From the outside, the estate still looks perfect. Visitors will see only luxury and silence. No one will suspect the tension unfolding beneath the property. But those who guard the secret know the truth. The underground chamber is no longer completely stable. And if the hidden system begins to fail, the estate's greatest secret may finally be forced into the open. For decades, the estate has succeeded in hiding the truth beneath its foundations. Generations of owners protected the secret without revealing it to the world. But secrets built on containment rarely remain silent forever. Tonight, the first signs of instability have appeared. The system is still holding. The chamber is still sealed. But something inside it is beginning to awaken. Morning returns to the estate, but nothing feels normal anymore. The system beneath the mansion has been operating for decades without failure. Yet the unusual readings from the night before remain unresolved. Security teams are now moving with increased urgency. Additional specialists have been called in, and the billionaire knows the truth better than anyone. Something inside the chamber has begun to wake. The monitoring systems reveal a troubling pattern. Energy fluctuations are appearing at irregular intervals. Each spike is small, but together they form a pattern the engineers recognize. The same pattern appeared once before in the estate's history. It was the reason the underground facility was expanded, and the reason the secret was buried even deeper beneath the estate. The chamber remains sealed exactly as it has for years. But the sensors tell a different story. The energy within the containment field is slowly increasing. Engineers adjust the monitoring systems to confirm the readings. The results are unmistakable. Something inside the chamber is producing energy again. The billionaire has known about the secret since he inherited the estate. But he has never seen it behave like this before. For decades, the containment systems kept everything stable. The chamber remained silent. Now the instruments suggest activity inside the structure itself. And no one inside the facility fully understands why. The estate begins preparing for the possibility of escalation. Additional experts are brought in through hidden entrances. Security patrols double their coverage around the property. The system is preparing for something it hoped would never happen. Because if the containment fails, the consequences could extend far beyond the estate itself. For years, the billionaire has carried the burden of protecting the secret beneath his property. It is not something he chose. It was passed to him along with the estate itself. Generations before him made the same decision. Protect the chamber, keep the truth hidden, and never allow the outside world to learn what lies below. The archive records finally reveal the beginning of the secret. Decades ago, excavation teams discovered something buried deep beneath the estate. No one expected to find it there. The object did not resemble anything known to science at the time. Instead of removing it, the estate's owners made a different decision. They built the containment chamber around it. The engineers begin to understand what the new readings mean. The object inside the chamber is becoming active again. Its energy output matches the same pattern recorded during the original discovery. At that time, the activity eventually stabilized, but the event nearly overwhelmed the primitive containment systems. That is why the estate built the massive underground facility that exists today. The chamber reacts again, sounding an alarm throughout the control room. Another pulse of energy spreads through the containment field. This time the spike is stronger than before. The technicians quickly stabilize the system. But the message is clear. The object beneath the estate is no longer dormant. The secret beneath the estate has finally begun to reveal its true nature. For decades it remained silent, contained within reinforced walls. Now the first signs of awakening have appeared. The engineers cannot predict what will happen next. But one fact is undeniable. The billionaire's estate was never just a home. It was built to guard something that should never exist. The system is beginning to react more frequently. Small energy pulses are appearing at shorter intervals. Engineers move quickly to analyze the situation. They have trained for this possibility, but none expected it to happen so suddenly. The readings show a pattern that cannot be ignored. Something inside the chamber is gathering energy again, and the containment systems are being pushed closer to their limits. For decades, the chamber remained perfectly stable. Now the readings show a different story. Energy pulses are slowly increasing in strength. The engineers cannot yet explain why the object has become active again. But they understand the danger if the pattern continues. The containment field was designed to absorb limited fluctuations. It was never tested against sustained activity. The estate is preparing for the worst. Specialists from outside the property are being brought in quietly. Every arrival is routed through concealed access points. The world outside must never suspect what is happening here. If the secret becomes public, it could trigger panic and investigation, and that is something the estate's owners have spent generations preventing. The archival records confirm what the engineers suspected. When the object was first discovered decades ago, it produced the same type of energy pulses. The activity eventually slowed and became stable, but the early containment systems nearly failed during the first weeks of discovery. That is why the underground facility was expanded so dramatically. The estate was transformed into a permanent containment site. The billionaire has spent years protecting this secret. He inherited the responsibility from the previous owner of the estate. At the time, he believed the chamber would remain stable forever, but now the object is behaving differently. Its energy pulses are becoming stronger with each passing hour, and the question facing the estate is no longer theoretical. How long can the containment system continue to hold? The engineers respond by reinforcing the containment field. Additional energy is routed into the stabilization systems. The chamber begins to settle again as the field strengthens. For a moment, the readings return to normal levels. But the technicians remain uneasy. They know the containment field cannot be increased indefinitely. If the object continues producing energy, the system will eventually reach its limit. Every entrance to the estate is now under strict surveillance. The owners cannot risk any outside interference while the chamber remains unstable. The estate was built to protect this secret from the world. But now the greater danger may be the secret itself. If the containment system fails, secrecy will no longer matter. The object inside the chamber is becoming more active. The glow is brighter now than it has been in decades. Sensors detect increasing levels of radiation and electromagnetic energy. The readings are still within containment limits, but only barely, and the pattern suggests the activity is accelerating. The estate's command center begins preparing for emergency scenarios. Evacuation routes are reviewed, containment protocols are updated. Security teams coordinate their positions across the property. The estate must be ready for any outcome, because if the chamber becomes unstable, there may be very little time to react. For years, the billionaire believed the chamber would remain a hidden responsibility, something that required only quiet maintenance. Now the situation has changed. The secret beneath the estate is no longer silent. The secret is finally awakening beneath the estate. The containment system is still holding, but the engineers know it cannot remain under pressure forever. Every adjustment buys only a little more time. The energy pulses coming from the chamber are slowly growing stronger. Each one pushes the stabilization systems closer to their limit. The facility was designed to handle temporary fluctuations. But sustained activity was never part of the original design. If the pattern continues, the engineers will eventually lose control. The scientists begin gathering as much data as possible. They need to understand what the object is doing before the situation worsens. Every new pulse reveals more information about its behavior. But the patterns they observe are unsettling. The object does not appear to be losing energy. Instead, it is slowly gaining strength. From the outside, nothing about the estate looks unusual. Visitors would still see only beautiful gardens and a luxurious mansion. But beneath the property, the atmosphere is changing rapidly. Every system is now operating at maximum readiness. The estate has become a silent fortress, protecting a secret that is beginning to awaken. The archive confirms a disturbing truth. The energy pattern now appearing in the chamber is identical to the one recorded during the original excavation. At that time, the surge nearly overwhelmed the early containment system. Only emergency stabilization prevented a catastrophic failure. Now the same sequence is beginning again. The object inside the chamber is no longer dormant. The glow visible through the containment barrier proves it is active again. The engineers attempt to stabilize the system once more. For a moment, the energy levels drop. But no one in the facility believes the situation is truly under control. The billionaire understands what these readings mean. The secret he inherited may soon become impossible to contain. For decades, the estate succeeded in hiding the truth, but the chamber was never meant to operate indefinitely. It was built as a temporary solution for a permanent mystery. To counter the growing energy pulses, engineers push the power systems harder. More energy flows into the containment grid. The field strengthens around the chamber. But the solution is temporary. Every increase in power strains the facility's infrastructure. Eventually, the generators will reach their limit. Security operations continue across the entire property. The estate cannot risk outside interference during such a critical moment. Every access point is guarded. Every sensor is monitored. The secret beneath the estate must remain hidden, at least until the engineers determine whether the containment system can survive the night. The chamber reacts again. This time, the energy spike is stronger than any previous surge. The containment field struggles to absorb the pulse. For several seconds, the entire system flickers. Then it stabilizes again, but the engineers understand the truth now. The mysterious object is now accelerating beneath the estate. The command center prepares for a scenario the estate hoped would never happen. If the containment field collapses, emergency procedures must begin immediately. Entire sections of the underground facility could be sealed off permanently. The estate itself might even need to be abandoned. For the moment, the stabilization systems succeed once again. The containment field holds. Energy levels drop back within acceptable limits. But everyone in the facility understands the truth. The chamber is becoming unstable. From the outside, the estate appears as perfect as ever. The gardens glow in the early morning light. The mansion stands silent and untouched. No one outside the property would suspect what nearly happened overnight. But beneath the ground, the engineers remain uneasy. The crisis may not be over. The glow inside the chamber remains visible. The energy pulses have slowed, but they have not stopped. Something inside the structure is still active. The billionaire leaves the chamber knowing the situation is far from resolved. The estate has protected its secret for generations, but the system is now showing signs of strain. Soon, a decision may be unavoidable. For now, the secret beneath the billionaire's estate remains hidden. The containment system is still holding, but the engineers know the truth. The object inside the chamber has awakened, and when it finally reaches full power, the world may discover the secret this estate was built to hide. Morning returns to the billionaire estate once again. From the outside, the property appears peaceful and perfect. The gardens glow under the rising sun. The mansion stands quietly at the center of the land. But beneath this beautiful surface, the hidden facility remains active. Engineers continue monitoring the chamber deep underground. Because the secret beneath the estate has not gone silent. The containment system held through the night, but the readings confirm what the engineers feared. The object inside the chamber is still producing energy. The spikes are less violent than before. Yet they continue appearing at irregular intervals. This means the situation has not stabilized. The chamber is merely delaying something that may happen later. For the owner of the estate, the chamber is more than a secret. It is a responsibility inherited through generations. Previous owners protected it without question. They believed secrecy was the safest solution. But the recent instability is forcing a new reality. The estate may not be able to hide the truth forever. The estate's history reveals one final piece of the puzzle. The object beneath the property was not placed there by human hands. It was discovered buried deep beneath the earth during early excavation. Its origin was never fully understood. Scientists studied it for years without reaching a conclusion. Eventually, the estate's owners made a decision. If the world could not understand it, the safest choice was to hide it. The object inside the chamber remains mysterious even today. Its surface appears metallic yet unfamiliar. It produces energy without any visible power source, and its activity seems to follow patterns no one can fully explain. For decades, the estate has kept it hidden from the outside world, but its behavior is slowly changing. The estate continues operating as a fortress of secrecy. Every access point remains under strict control. The owners understand what could happen if the secret became public. Governments would demand answers. Scientists would attempt to study the object, and the quiet world of the estate would disappear overnight. For the moment, the containment system remains stable. The engineers have strengthened the stabilization field as much as possible. The facility continues monitoring the object around the clock, but no one knows how long the current balance will last. From the outside, the estate remains a symbol of luxury and success. Visitors admire the architecture and the gardens. Few people could imagine the truth hidden beneath their feet. The estate was never just a home. It was built to guard something the world was never meant to see. The engineers study the system readings with intense focus. The data reveals a troubling truth. Energy pulses continue. They are weaker than before, but they have not stopped. No one can predict when the next surge might occur. The mysterious object remains sealed inside the chamber. Its faint glow reflects across the reinforced walls. Security remains at maximum readiness. The owners cannot risk any interference. Every access point is monitored. The records return to the archive once again. They contain the only evidence explaining why the estate chose secrecy. The billionaire understands the responsibility he carries. The estate was built to protect this secret, but the engineers know the truth. The object has awakened, it remains active, but for now, the field holds. As evening returns, the estate resumes its quiet routine. Luxury and beauty continue above ground. The world outside will never know how close they came, but deep underground, the mysterious object remains awake.